Hey my loves! Today I wanted to do a video for you guys that has been requested a lot and something that I've been thinking about doing for a while now, and I wanted to make sure that I had all of, I don't know, just the elements in place that I would be able to do this video properly for you guys. And that's all about how I went from having very blemished skin to much clearer skin, what I did wrong, and all of these other things. So before I get into it, first of all, just want to say this is what's worked well for my skin. I am not a doctor, I am not a dermatologist, I am not qualified in any of those areas. That is pretty much, just want to throw that out there and kind of just, you know. So basically in this video I'm going to talk about a bunch of different things. I'm going to talk about, you know, how I kind of started with my skin, when it started getting really bad, what I was doing about it, and what I ended up figuring out I was doing wrong, how I corrected it, and then some tips and tricks hopefully that will help you guys, for those of you that are suffering from acne or blemishes or anything like that. And I know with summer coming up, I know you guys have been asking me a lot of questions about skincare and having clear, blemish-free skin, so I'm just going to get into it. So first of all, where I started. When I was a teen, I actually didn't suffer a lot from acne. I did have the occasional breakout here and there. I did have oily skin, but it was never really like a big thing. I honestly don't remember having a lot of issues in terms of my skin. It started getting really bad probably 2 years ago when I started doing a bunch of things to correct some of the anxiety issues that I was suffering from, and I will probably do a whole video on that. I'm not really sure. I haven't decided yet if it's something that I want to kind of share. It's very personal to me, but I may be doing something on that whole side of everything later. But for the purposes of this video, I was suffering from issues with anxiety, and so I was doing some things to kind of correct what I was currently doing at the time. And the result was sort of my skin started flaring up and acting out in a way that I never really had before. I was getting a lot of really red spots, very angry welts almost on my skin. They were extremely painful. Turned out it was sort of nodular acne. I would get it in my chin area, on my cheeks, along my jawline, and it seemed like anything that I was doing, it was only getting worse. And that just started this whole cycle of I would get acne and then I would panic and freak out, and then that would cause me to try all sorts of different topical treatments and all sorts of other things, and that would just lead to my skin getting worse, and then the whole cycle would repeat itself. I had a whole foundation routine on how to cover up those really big nodular acne spots, so if you wanted to go see that, that routine is up. I don't know, I'll put it in like the info bar below, I guess. So it was only back in November that I really started making some clear steps to correcting my skin and making it much more blemish free. And this is what my skin looks like now. Completely different in my eyes anyway. I mean, obviously nobody's skin is perfect. I still have, you know, some acne scarring and things like that, but for the most part I am so happy with the results of my skin and where it's kind of ended up right now. So I'm really in a good place with it, so I wanted to kind of share with you guys like what I've been doing. So first of all, I'm going to start off and tell you guys what I was doing wrong. So number one, I was bombarding my skin with a ton of different topical treatments. And for my skin, I have very sensitive, very reactive skin, it turns out, which I didn't know. And that was just making it a whole lot worse. I was irritating my skin, I was trying out all these different chemicals on it, and it was just making it angrier, for lack of a better word. So I was constantly updating it, trying the latest and greatest, and really hoping that it would work, and then my skin would get worse again, and so I tried a new foundation and thought maybe that was the issue, and I was just causing my skin a lot of mayhem and panic and irritation. I was also letting it stress me out, and I don't know if you guys have the same sort of issue, but anytime I'm under a lot of pressure, I'm stressing out a lot, my skin tends to flare up versus when I'm a lot more calm. So when I was having these acne spots and I didn't know what I was doing and I didn't know how to fix it, I was just freaking myself out because I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And another thing I noticed, I don't know, maybe it's just the dermatologist that I was going to, but I remember talking to her and I was like, look, you know, my husband and I want to start a family soon, and I want to look for products that don't use these harsh retinoids and benzoyl peroxides and things that you aren't supposed to use when you're pregnant. And I kind of want to start on that system now versus waiting until I find out I'm pregnant, you know, because then by that point I'm already pregnant and I'm using these terrible products for, you know, baby. I just remember her looking at me and being like, well, you know, actually none of those other systems really work, like the really natural ones. They tend to like not give you the same results. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, what? That was it. That's all you're gonna tell me? Like, not even any, you know, microdermabrasion or trying out these other spa treatments and all these other things. No, it's just, it's benzoyl peroxide or Accutane or nothing. So stupid. So during this entire time, I was doing a ton of research and I was trying to figure out, you know, what was I doing wrong? Was I eating improperly? Was I not drinking enough water? Was it the products I was using? And I just wanted to find a skincare routine that worked for me. So what I ended up actually doing was going to a spa in my local area and talking to one of the skincare specialists there, and I had like a free sort of skin analysis, I guess you could call it, and I learned so much from that particular appointment, and I continue to go back to this day because what she's done has really helped my skin out. So the first thing that she told me was to use a much more gentle solution, sticking to the same routine for at least a month. Because with my skin already irritated and freaking out from all these new products, you need to kind of give your skin time to sort of adjust to the new routine, and keeping it consistent every single day, day in, day out, the same products every single time, and using as gentle of products as you possibly can. So by sticking to a very specific routine, keeping it as simple as possible, that way we could kind of assess each month and see if there was any problems with what I was using. The other thing that I did was I incorporated a toner into my morning and nighttime skincare routines. And for those of you that may have missed those videos, I did do 2 videos, one for my morning routine and one for my nighttime routine. And I went through each of the steps and showed you guys how I use the products. So I will link those videos in the information bar below. Maybe I'll put them up on the screen now so you guys can go and check those out. They'll open up a new window and then you can watch them after this video if you're interested in the types of products that I'm using and how I'm using them as well. But a toner I found made such a tremendous difference, especially in the texture of my skin. Because before I found it was almost like an orange peel, you know, very porous, I guess you could call it. Not that oranges are porous, but you know what I mean, like that sort of bumpy texture to my skin. The toner just cleared out all of the gunk out of my pores so that they could naturally kind of shrink back into their natural state. You're never going to get rid of your pores. That would be terrible. Don't ever think that you can do that, because you can't. You cannot get rid of your pores. The other thing that I did is, instead of using salicylic acid to treat any of the spots that I had on my skin, what I did instead was I used a clay mask, and I have I'll put the link to the clay masks that I use in the info bar below, but I use that as a spot treatment and leave it on my skin overnight, and it makes such a huge difference in the reducing the redness of the spots, having the spots go away faster, because I found the salicylic acid treatment would just sort of dry out the skin on top and then it would flake off and it would still be red and irritated underneath, but it wouldn't really treat the problem. So yeah, those are some of the things that I did. Now I'm going to tell you guys some of the tips and tricks that I learned and things that I think will help you guys as well if you're looking to clear up your skin and you have similar acne issues that I do. And these things have definitely helped me. So number one, I understand, guys, that I am pregnant, and that could play a part absolutely in the overall state of my skin. But I think that it's beyond that, because I still do get spots when I forget to do some of these things, and this routine definitely helps. So the other thing that I do that really helps is drinking lemon water. And if you guys have watched any of my pregnancy craving videos or anything like that, you know that I'm obsessed with citrus right now. It's just like I can't stop myself. It's a problem. I drink so much lemon water. Hot lemon water with honey is a good one that I use. I eat a lot of oranges, a lot of navel oranges. I think I eat 1 to 2 per day. And I found in the last 2 weeks or so, I haven't been drinking as much lemon water as I had been before. And I noticed immediately a huge difference in my skin. So I think that's actually a huge part of it, because you know, lemons in and of themselves are extremely detoxifying. The oranges are high in vitamin C, which is really good for your skin, and I think just overall it's a really good thing because besides, I mean, if you're drinking lemon water, you're still drinking water too, which is also really good for your skin. I also do a DIY simple exfoliating mask 2 to 3 times a week. And this, I'll put the link to the video somewhere on the screen now so you guys can go and check it out. I did a whole video on showing you how to use it. And this one is my tried and true one that I go to every single time, and I love this particular one. It just works really well for my skin. Obviously, if you have a favorite, then definitely go for that one, but make sure it's not too harsh and you're not rubbing your skin too hard. You want it to be super gentle. It just gets rid of all of the excess dead skin cells that are on your skin, obviously. That being said, with the exfoliating mask, do not use it at all if you have any open breakouts on your skin. Do not put it anywhere near that area at all. You don't want to irritate it any more than it already is. I also make sure I change the sheets on the bed once a week. I think that's a huge thing. Even if it's just, you know, your pillows or your comforter or whatever's up near your face gets changed once a week. I think that's so important. It just gets rid of any of the, I don't know, just the oils from your hair and the gunk on your face and just dead skin cells, just everything that's kind of been sitting on your pillow while you're sleeping. Also, I've talked about this before, but don't touch your face during the day if you can, and if you need to, make sure you wash your hands first because you're just transferring all sorts of dirt and gunk from your hands onto your face, and then it's going to sit there and just cause issues. And last but not least, don't sweat the small stuff, guys. Try and do meditation or yoga, or even just sitting back in your chair if you're having a stressful day and just reminding yourself of the things that you're grateful for. That's actually helped me a ton in sort of, I can feel all my muscles relaxing and just reminding myself of the blessings that I have in my life. So that's it. I hope this video was helpful for you guys, and let me know in the comments below what your number one, this is 2 fingers, but I actually only need 1. I mean, if you have more tips, that's great, but you can give me 1. Holy Grail skincare tip. I would love to hear what you guys have been using and what you guys have been doing to help clear up your skin or keeping your skin clear. I know a lot of people suffer from acne or blemishes. No one has perfect skin, and I think it's important to share the wealth and share the tips and tricks that all of you guys have been doing to help others who may be suffering from acne now so that they don't have to go through the same struggles that we had to go through. So all of those comments are much appreciated. Give this video a thumbs up and share it if you found it helpful. I so very much appreciate it. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. I love you all so much. Mwah.